We're back, baby. It came from Craigslist. Lock up your stretched Groms and clapped ninjas. Let's see what wretched bikes will be subjected to my scrutiny on today's video. Alright, we are starting off strong here. The first bike hails from Coleman, Georgia. Hold the jokes, please, into the YouTube monetization police. This is the name of a town. It is in Atlanta metropolitan area, and it is known as the Gateway to Leisure. Sounds like a wholesome place. Anyway, this is a 2004 Honda 1300 VTX trike listed for $4,500. So my problem is less that it is a trike and more that it is some sort of trike conversion. I've talked about these a lot on this series. It looks like someone just repurposed a small flatbed trailer and turned it into a trike. Well, not even a trike because this thing has 4 wheels, so it's a quad, I guess. 3 wheels in a row is so unnatural looking. It's got more of a training wheels look than anything with those car tires on the back. I don't really know how it works. If only the rear motorcycle wheel is moving the bike, wouldn't those trike tires on the back impede its traction with the road? I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of advanced technology I just don't understand. The thing has 55,000 miles after all. Typical Honda, it'll run forever. It's pretty clean looking from 2004. It's got this sick patriotic paint job. I always love American livery on Japanese cruisers. Nothing else looks too suspicious on here. No copy pasta about it's the best bike in the world or justifying why they're selling it or anything like that. Just the cold hard facts. Runs great. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10 and keep it moving. Okay, I was planning on leaving Coleman, but this one was just too good to pass up, so for the next bike, it is a Coleman BT200X powered ride-on mini bike for $450. Sick. And $450? Hell yeah. You see what people are selling Groms and monkeys for these days? It's ridiculous. Why spend a couple $1,000s when you can get the next best thing for $450? It looks like this thing has some nice aftermarket mods too. We've got that LED headlight for lots of visibility, and what looks to be some sort of steering stabilizer crossbar on the handlebars. It looks like those might just be the grips too. Let's find out a little bit more about this bike. So this guy clearly just copied the text off the manufacturer's site, which is great. That's how we know it's accurate. So it has a powerful 196cc gas-powered engine. It's not diesel or E85, which is kind of a bummer, but Coleman says the engine is powerful. And since the seller reposted that into his ad, I trust that he has vetted it and is in fact powerful. It's got easy pull start operation. Cool. I've always said that pull start is so much easier than electronic ignition or even kickstart. That's how you know you've got a real bike, folks. You don't kickstart it, you don't hit the switch, you pull that thing. You pull that sucker started. It is a really slept-on starting mechanism on motorcycles. It has front shocks and a wider frame. That's good. Wide body mini bike, and the seller has been kind enough to let us know that it did at one point have a 90-day manufacturer warranty that I am sure has long since expired, because this thing doesn't even have a year on it, which goes right to Coleman in Tempe, Arizona, which is really convenient for service considering that this sale is across the country in Georgia. The listing actually gets really good when it has even more marketing copy from Coleman. This bike was designed and tested through countless hours of trial and error. Of course, they talk about core values, how the BT200X is a beast, and how I won't regret it. So sick. We're gonna give the wide body BT200X powered ride-on mini bike. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I'm feeling it. I like it. Moving on. Okay, so I switched over to Facebook Marketplace for now. It actually seems way easier to find cursed motorcycles on Marketplace than Craigslist these days. So we have a super mint 2002 Honda Saber. Hard to believe this motorcycle is 20 years old, how fresh it looks. It must have been really cared for in his life. And the seller's letting it go for a bargain, just $500. It looks like this bike has some nice aftermarket parts on it too. We got those comfort grips with the spiked bar ends. A little bit of naughty and nice action going on. I dig it. The dichotomy of good and evil has been an omnipresent idea for as long as humans first crawled out of the sea. And it's cool the way the motorcycle embodies this same idea that's as old as time. And it's got this nice crash bar to protect that said spiked bar ends in case of a tip over. I don't really think big fairing is original, or that would be nice for colder or windy days. And then there's this sort of edgy custom wooden seat, kind of giving it the rat rod custom vibe, you know? Probably great for weight reduction too. And looking at the description, has an only scant 60,000 miles on the odometer. That's really nothing for Honda, folks. The seller has the title. That's good. It has a new battery and good tires, which is convenient. Oh wait, here it says seized engine and non-op, which I'm assuming is non-operational. Why he couldn't write that out completely, I'm not sure. Dang, thought this was a good find. Too bad. Do you have a Wretched bike? Do you like sharing Wretched bikes and having a laugh with other riders? Then you should join our community over at yamanoob.co. Members who sign up at yamanoob.co get access to our exclusive members-only Discord server where you can chat and hang out with other motorcyclists about all things riding. We actually have a channel dedicated to cursed motorcycles. Seriously. Whether you're sharing advice or just joking around, it is always a good time. Plus, you'll get a whole bunch of exclusive content. Members can stream the weekly YNGP podcast and YamCam live where they can ask questions, comments, and get to hang out with me on the stream. Members also get discounts on gear over at shop.yamanoob.co with bike rentals through Twisted Road. Not to mention, community members get automatic entry to win one of our giveaway motorcycles. We have multiple sweepstakes going on at a time so you can win and upgrade from that wretched Craigslist bike. Head over to yamanoob.co to learn more. For the next bike, we have traveled to the glistening land of enchantment, Detroit, Michigan, and what you will find here really is the epitome of a Wretched cafe racer build. Like, this listing is actually eliciting feelings of deep despair inside of me. I want to exit out of the window, pretend I never saw it, and just try to move on with my life, but that would be unfair to you all. You came here to watch It Came from Craigslist, and only the most wretched bikes you will get. So what we have here is a 1982 CB500F for only $1,080, but I'm pretty sure it's a CX500 or a GL500 Silverwing. Oh yeah, it says GL500 on the engine. Not a big deal, it's an easy mix-up, I guess, right? So the idea with a cafe racer, it is supposed to be clean and stripped down, right? Well, this bike is definitely stripped down. I mean, there are like critical parts of the frame missing. Look at it, the seat is just suspended on two frame rails. There's no rear shocks. The exhaust is just chopped off at the foot peg. But I don't think the builder understood the clean part. The battery and the wiring is kind of just crammed into the frame behind the engine. There's also a rat's nest of wiring bedding to the headlight. There are close-up photos of what looks like a rusty foot peg that is about to snap, but really the lack of frame is very troublesome. This bike makes me sad. I kind of feel for the bike, I honestly feel bad for the guy that built it too. Motorcycle is how you know Michigan does not have vehicle inspections, folks. Chalk this one up to the double-digit IQ club, give it a 4 out of 10, keep it moving. All right, up next we have another super clean bike, a 1994 Kawasaki Vulcan for sale in Port Clinton, Ohio for $500, and by clean, I mean a wretched old piece of junk. I can't keep up the sarcasm anymore. You guys are like, oh, Yam, why do you hate Vulcans? This bike right here is why I hate Vulcans. The description has all the classic bits in it. Got it on a trade, ran last year, haven't messed with it since, my loss, your gain. More like your loss would also be my loss. This bike clearly has lived a hard life. We've got lots of custom paintwork, looks like the previous owner was trying to cash in on the blacked out bobber look. We've got blacked out engine and tins, but with the original green side cover. But even better are the spray painted fleur-de-lis on the back fender. Either the painter was a huge New Orleans Saints fan or they were going for that Joker playing card jester magician aesthetic, which would not be a first for It Came from Craigslist, let me tell you. If you look at the carbs, you can see we have no air filter, which is great. It's probably pushing huge power with that increased airflow, especially with the chopped off muffler. It's sad that the child's BMX bike next to it looks like a better investment than this Vulcan. The seller seems pretty confident it can still run, but it shouldn't. It should be killed. The world does not need a bike like this. I can't make this stuff up. The depths of motorcycle hell just opened up and vomited out this next bike. This is a 2008 Baja 165 custom mini chopper. Hell yeah, brother. I love a mini chopper. Guys, let me know in the comments down below if I should buy a mini chopper. I think that would be really funny. Listed for $850 in Liberty, Missouri. Maybe this motorcycle is indicative of personal freedom going too far. But if I'm being completely honest, for what it is, it looks pretty clean. It has a 6.5 horsepower engine, big ape hangers, and raked out forks. The handling on this must be absolutely hilarious. It has some sort of manual transmission because it has a skull jockey shifter to change gears with your hand. For a chopper, it actually looks pretty comfortable with that big lawnmower seat. The seller says it was used at the racetrack and drag strip to run back and forth from the pit. But when I first read it, I thought he meant he was racing it at the drag strip, which would have been hilarious, running quarter miles on the mini chopper. I'm actually curious how much it weighs because it makes 2/3 the power of a Grom. If it's light enough, it might honestly rip. This bike, of course, has a sick customer paint job with flame skulls and naked ladies. We'll probably have to blur out the photo of the rear fender. I don't know. I first thought this bike was Wretched, but actually it's kinda sick, and for only $400 more than that stock Coleman mini bike, I'd much rather pull up to the function on the mini custom chopper from Liberty, Missouri. This one gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell if you liked the video. If you want to support us directly, head over to yamanoob.co to learn about our membership. Should we bring back this show on a regular basis? I kind of had fun with this one. Let me know. Catch you later. Fact: a deck of cards has a metaphorical meaning. 52 cards are 52 weeks of the year. 4 suits are 4 seasons. 13 cards of the same suit are 13 phases of a lunar eclipse. Astrology girls, eat your heart out. Goodbye.